Hello again. My name's Jilly, and I'm going to talk to you today about a dream from somewhere in March of 2019, I think it was. Um, my so it starts out that my son and I have won some kind of a trip. We won a raffle, and we got some kind of a big trip as the prize. Um, I had to go down and sign off on some papers to get the tickets, and for some reason I couldn't write my name. I was having a really hard time writing my name, like my fingers wouldn't function or something. It's not that I didn't know what my name was, but for some reason I couldn't physically write it down. And after some time, they took mercy on me and let me go on the trip anyways. So, well, my son and I. So we took some ship ferry kind of thing, and the place where we stopped was a big kind of an island. I want to say it was maybe like 2 to 3 miles across. Not a huge island, but decent size. And it was very. There was a lot of big. It was kind of sloped, so where we pulled in was down here, and there was kind of grassy, rolling hills and um, a windy road that kind of wound up from where the ship had docked. But around the sides of it were these big, huge kind of cliffs, lots of big crashing waves. But on top of the island part, on top of those cliffs, it all looked very green and lush. It's kind of what I imagine maybe Scotland or Ireland being like. And so we disembarked from the ship and started um, walking up the road because there was no automobiles on the actual island. And as we were walking up the road off to the right, I looked up into the hillside, and there was another kind of jaggedy cliff kind of coming up, or craggy rocks sort of coming up. And there was this really cool waterfall. It was fairly wide and just beautiful. The kicker was it was flowing uphill instead of down. So all the water was going from ground level up and over the top of the hill. It was very bizarre but cool. I'd never seen something like that before. Um, and I was just sort of amazed. We followed the little dirt path around and finally came to some kind of a small like log cabin that had a big rock chimney. Um, and so by now we're probably about halfway up the island, up that slope. And I looked down over the cliff sides, over the right kind of craggy cliffs into the water that surrounds the island. And I could see this huge kind of cloud in the water that was sort of, moving and taking different shapes. And when I kind of focused in and looked a little closer, I realized it was a huge school of carp, um, thousands of them. And then all of a sudden, it changed from this huge school of carp into a much larger um, school of like brine shrimp. So it kind of evolved into probably twice the size, but smaller critters. I was like, wow, look at that. That's something you don't see every day. I was just in awe everywhere I looked, was something I'd never really seen before, or had only seen on like, Discovery Channel or David Attenborough kind of stuff. Um, Anyways, as we started heading down the path, past that little log cabin thing, there was these pens, or what I thought were mud puddles. It was like kind of a muddy little road, um, and there were pens like that would hold maybe horses or cows on a farm. And when I looked in the mud puddles, I realized that they were actually like portals. to other places. And one of them had the trunk and part of the head of an elephant kind of coming up out of it. So, I mean, to look from afar, you see the ground with this shimmer of the mud puddle, and then there's like part of an elephant head and trunk coming out of the ground, but it was coming out of this mud puddle portal thing. It kind of emerging from this murky water. Further down, there was one that was like a horse that was like halfway out of this little portal thing. And I was like, wow. And I recall telling my son, you know, really pay attention to this stuff. This is something you're not ever going to see again. You know, this is like once in a lifetime kind of thing. And just being completely in awe and amazed and sort of mind blown, you know, because this is the kind of thing that you don't see every day, obviously. Anyways, we reached a different little cabin, and it was very warm and cozy. It had been kind of a little on the cool, blustery side outside. I don't think it was raining quite like it is today, but it was definitely more kind of overcast and windy, that sort of thing. Probably like you would expect to see on the coast of Scotland or Ireland. When we went inside this little cabin, there was a gift shop selling little Christmas decorations. Granted, remember, this was taking place in March in real time, but in my brain there was Christmas decorations. I saw something really like little and cute, and I was thinking about taking, you know, buying one or getting some little souvenir. And then kind of, I think, decided against it. But when I went back outside and looked up towards that waterfall that was flowing up, there was kind of another little craggy rock or cliff that was sticking out on the left-hand side, and underneath that sort of shelf of land was hiding this huge creature that was almost as big as the island itself. I don't know if it was some kind of folklore or legend or something. There was something about this creature that lived under there. It was kind of part lion, part octopus, I think. And apparently it was half hidden because I didn't have enough fat in my diet. This is what I was told in the dream. However, I learned that I could fix the issue somehow. And then by using my will, I was able to stop the waterfall from flowing up and cause it to flow down. And this caused the creature that lived under that craggy cliff to calm down. And it evolved into something much smaller and more gentle. And then it was just taking up kind of a little cave space instead of the whole cliff that was over on that side. And then it seemed to get brighter and sunnier. It was kind of like the clouds parted. It wasn't as overcast, and you could just see the wind kind of ruffling the grass as it went across all these big, beautiful, lush green hills. And the innkeeper at this cabin, the one with the chimney, turned out was actually the guy that gave me the tickets that said we won this raffle. And he seemed to have some sort of ill will towards my child. And when we opened the door to our like guest room that we were staying in on this island, we were shocked to find like a human-sized bug. It was like giant cockroach kind of thing or something, or potato bug. I don't know what it was, but it was something big. And I was like, okay. I was a little startled, to say the least. But somehow, almost like a video game, my son like totally handled it and, you know, sent the bug on its way. I guess I don't know exactly where the bug came in, but yeah, My child totally had it under control, so I didn't have to worry. And then I woke up, and it was the craziest dream, but I just remember being so in awe of all of the beautiful spaces around me and all the things I was seeing that were just not stuff I would see every day. And it was just incredible. The greenery and the waterfall and the animals that were there coming out of these portals, and that were even, swimming around the outside of the island. It was just very otherworldly, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't want to say supernatural. It wasn't like, fairyland kind of a thing. It wasn't fantasy. It was like something you'd see on a different world or a different planet. And I don't know, it was a super cool dream. And I remember at times being a little startled or awestruck, but I never really felt like in danger. I never really felt any maliciousness necessarily. Even the guy who was a little, I don't know, kind of snarky attitude or something, with my son, my son seemed to like totally handle that, and the bug and the bug man thing. I don't know. I have crazy dreams sometimes. So again, I'm not sure what all this means, but I just need to tell you about it. I do occasionally think that my dreams, I actually perhaps astral travel, because they are so crystal clear when I'm having them, and so far out of the realm of my normal imagination that I'm not sure how my brain could actually come up with that. Take what you will. Everybody has different feelings about all that esoteric stuff. And my whole point is I'm just trying to get all this information out to you. So with that being said, for my joy for the day, I would like to just say that I am so thankful to have an amazing, comfy, hip little condo that just brings me so much happiness, and where I can hide out from the rain today and just be cozy with my little pup next to me. And I'm also extremely thankful for my chosen family. I've got lots of families. I got my birth family, I got my adoptive family, and then I've got my chosen family, who's a huge group of friends that I hang out with every week and have for the last 16 years or so, since they became part of my world. And we give each other a lot of, excuse my language, but a lot of shit. But it's out of love. Anyways, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you next time. Thanks.